All right, we're live. This is Monday Night Tales from the Flipside. We're going to talk about Fallout, the new trailer, X-Men 97, some other stuff. A big market report. Z had to work, so I did a market report, and he did a market report, so we did a colossal market report. I picked up a collection we can talk about after the market report, and we'll see what other snags we can get into. So let's do the old intro. We've been following, at least me and Lee, have been following NFL stuff the whole day. It's been a wild NFL day today. So.
Yeah, wild day. Woke up to Christian Wilkins being a Raider. That's good. So sorry, Miami.
I'm excited. Kirk Cousins went
3 days. There's like 3 days. This is just a tampering period, so we got like 3 days to figure out whether or not these guys are going to stick to their guns and actually play, or what they're going to do. But they usually do stay. Will Lutz flipped this morning. He signed with Jacksonville on a 3-year deal, and then 2 hours later, Denver flipped him back on a 2-year deal.
And then I saw Kirk Cousins moving out of Minnesota to Atlanta. Thank God.
Yeah, we're already hearing that, but a little bit earlier. But yeah, so he's gone. Josh Jacobs is gone, which is sad for me. But running backs are a little more replaceable than they used to be. So that's what's going on.
Good. So we get the news here. Not that many news stories. Obviously, last week we had a ton of news stories. I didn't. Okay, so I'll break the ice with everybody. I did not watch Game of Thrones. I watched like the first season, and I know I'm a terrible fucking human being.
What the fuck?
I tell you. So this is how bad I am. I didn't watch Breaking Bad. I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I just need to do it. I didn't watch Harry Potter. It's like I'm just that dude. So Natalia Tena from Game of Thrones and Harry Potter has joined MCU and allegedly and already filmed scenes for a project.
What was she in Potter? Okay, so I saw the first Potters and like,
so she was like,
I got older.
She was Nipodora Tonks. She was the one who was married to one of the brothers, wasn't she? Like the one who had who got scratched by the werewolf or bit by the werewolf. I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a Harry Potter dude. I just watched the movie, so
yeah.
I think Nipodora is married to one of the oldest of the brothers, the Weasley brothers.
Yeah. Okay. And she was a little wildling that helped Bran go across.
Yeah, she's the one who ends up trying to throw it at what's his face. It ends up he realizes
Ramsey.
Ramsey, and he realizes the trick and slits her throat.
Yeah, and kills her. Yeah.
So I didn't want to.
That's why it took me a second. I had to relook her up because she's not dirty in this picture. The picture is like little wildling with dirt all over her face.
Yeah.
For me, I didn't put this on the news segment, but I'm gonna segue into that. So I don't know if this is true yet. So I heard this too. Lindsay Lohan's in talks to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is interesting because, and then people said, then people were saying she could play Tigra in the MCU.
She can't. I'm sorry, she can't act. Like she was like the cute kid that could play some of those roles and stuff like that, but I've never been sold on.
I mean, she was entertaining in the original Mean Girls, but
Mean Girls is an outlier.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Has anybody had the misfortune of almost having to watch the new Mean Girls?
No.
I'm surprised I haven't yet. I'm surprised my wife hasn't talked me into it.
Dude, I sent PSA out to my buddies. It's not only bad, it's a musical, and I did not know that.
Okay.
And I was like, fellas. I was like, and luckily my girlfriend's cool and was fine with turning it off 30 minutes in. I just started doing stuff around the house after about anyway. And I'm not a big musical guy here.
Okay,
but yes, I sent a PSA to my buddies. I was like, hey, if any of you have not been talked into this movie that is now streaming, don't please save yourself. So
Yeah, I mean, I heard not great things, but the funny thing is that like, I mean, it did really well when it was on Broadway because it's all the same actors from when it was on Broadway as a musical. But yeah, it just did not translate well to being turned into a movie. So
once again, I didn't know, but I could see that. Yeah, I could see why that wouldn't be a problem on Broadway. But then also, yeah, and then I don't know.
yeah. Well, some other news. I guess I forgot to mention it because it's not confirmed yet. It's just one of those people being like, "Yo, I want to be in the MCU, and if I get the chance, I want to be Storm." DeWanda Wise from that movie Imaginary that just came out or is coming out, but she was also in. She was the pilot in Jurassic World Dominion, I think. Yeah. She wants to play Storm.
Cool.
Though I think I wouldn't say she's too old. I don't know what age range they're going for, but the fact that we have seen Kelsey Grammer Beast leads me to believe that somebody being in their either late 30s or early 40s could easily like fit into this X-Men team that they're piecing together. So
Okay. Cool.
we'll see.
Okay. And that kind of segues into bring this one. So I saw this X-Men 97 titles have been, or season episode titles have been released. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, what, 9? Is it 9? Three's 8 titles. So yeah, I just saw that. That's a cool little book. I don't know if you grade it, but I'd buy one, I think.
I mean, is that real? Like it's legitly like a TV guide style.
I don't know. I maybe I know it was from Disney, so maybe it could just be a piece of art.
I think it's just an ad.
Is it?
I think it's a comic. Yeah,
that'd be cool. I'd buy it.
Yeah.
So, okay, that last episode's a 3-parter. I don't know. This is going to be interesting to see what these episodes consist of. I'm pretty sure probably by the end of the first episode, we will have Magneto in as the new headmaster of the Xavier School.
Mm-hmm.
It's a poster, I guess.
Oh,
it's a poster.
So what? The one thing that people kept saying, oh, there's the 3-part finale is going to be in 3 parts, and no one's ever done that before. And I'm like, that's just part 6, 7, and 8. I don't know what to tell you. Like, isn't the whole thing? It's got to be. They're not single serving episodes, are they?
I don't.
Could be.
No, it didn't appear to be because I mean, so episode 4 is Motindo / Life Death Part 1. Episode 6 is Life Death Part 2. So there's an episode in between, and so I guess the story completes in episode 6. So yeah, I mean these aren't going to be like self-contained stories. They're going to be episodes that are going to build upon each other. So it's like I don't know what people are, but I just don't think the concept of a truly like 3-parted story per se has happened in an animated show in that manner. Because even when the original came out, it was because of the fact they released things out of order that kind of mucked things up. I remember being a kid and watching it. The Phoenix Saga got released out of order. So even then, it was, you had stuff that was slotted into the Phoenix Saga that didn't have anything to do with the Phoenix Saga in its initial run.
This is the initial run. You got Days of Future Past, and then season 2 here, you got Red Dawn. Let me see. There you go. The Phoenix Saga. And then this one, and then this. So they had a 5-parter for that. Jesus.
Yeah. But they didn't release in the proper order though, and then you had the Dark Phoenix Saga, which was a 4-parter.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Which is funny. I mean, people always talk about how like the cartoon was the closest like accurate retelling of that story that has ever happened in any medium other than the comic books. And honestly, not wrong. I mean, it was because I was a kid and didn't read the Dark Phoenix Saga when it first came out. I watched it on X-Men, the animated series, and then went back and read it. And yeah, I mean, it was pretty easy to like understand the general major plot points and have it be like effective for you to really feel for the fact that the Shi'ar Empire was like, she murdered this planet, so she's got to go. And so, yeah, I mean, they've never been able to do it in its totality properly. They always have to leave out certain elements because they just haven't gotten to that point yet, whether it be the most recent one that they did with Game of Thrones actress, or the Famke Jensen original X-Men run where they, bastardized it there. But it'd be nice. It was nice to see it actually done properly in the comics, or in an animated, medium.
Cool. So that takes care of 97. And then the thumbnail of the night. So they did the trailer for Fallout. I thought it looked good, even though I didn't play the video game. It looked pretty decent to me. It's got the guy from Justified in it. So
yeah, I wonder how. I'm trying to remember, because from the games I don't remember if that character is in there, but how he exists for spanning a period of a couple 100 years. I think it's the difference between the point in which they went into the vault in that recording to the point in which the vault opens for the first time, and the vault dwellers come out and have to exist in the world that is very different than the one that they thought they were going to come into.
Yeah, so it's like a utopian aspect in the vault, and then all of a sudden it's like fucking crazy.
Yeah, they come out to your typical post-apocalyptic world. They're just like, we thought people would have been way cooler. Like a utopia that exists in the vault is like they don't have crime, they don't have violence in that form. Like it just doesn't exist. And so the vault dweller who comes out is ill prepared for the world that she is thrown into. Experiencing what people have been living like for the God knows how many years that have transpired between the point of the fall society to the point that the vault reopens again. So, but I mean, it looks damn good. I mean, I'm trying to get my hopes up, because let's be real about it. Comic book adaptation or video game adaptations have been more missed than hit ever at this point. I can probably think of maybe 2 times where it's gone favorably, and another 20 times where it sucked terribly. But I don't know. This looks good, and it's got, at least with what's his face from Sons of Anarchy and Justified, and why can I not remember his name right now? Walton Goggins. Yeah, Walton Goggins is like an amazing actor. So even if the thing that he's in is shit, he's good. He's usually good regardless. So yeah, we'll see how it plays.
What up, baby?
What's up, big dog?
Hey, I don't have this. I want to talk to Sean about this, because I haven't watched this yet. And I know you probably have. I've heard nothing but good things coming from the new Rick and Michonne Walking Dead. I know we kind of were on not on the fence, but you know what I'm saying. Like it was like, how's this going to be?
Yeah, I've watched all 3, and I was pretty
thoughts.
I was pretty excited. Yeah, no, I like it. It's great to see them back on. Rick's the best character, probably proven because of how they didn't do quite as well. It wasn't tied together, and then they did sort of a disjointed show where people were in different places a lot of the time, so you didn't have the people tied together, So with real big leaders, like Maggie or Michonne, but they'd be in different places trying to tie up different people that you sort of didn't always give as much of a shit about. So they kind of put him in a tough space, and this ties into some of the other some of the old stuff. It makes more sense about things like helicopters, even things in Fear the Walking Dead, that they tie in with the symbols for the tribe union, whatever it's called. I forget what it's called right now, but there's sort of these people that are trying to, making a plan to unify the world, but you're either in or out with them. And so Rick's kind of stuck with them. I don't think it's a spoiler to see that Michonne ends up over there, because otherwise they couldn't do the show. So I think it's pretty good, really well acted. There's a guy in the first episode. There's someone that got killed that I really liked. So kind of was sad about that. I was waiting to see how he would play out, and it makes more sense when he was alive. But anyway, I enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend seeing it. If you like The Walking Dead, it's not going to pull at you as hard if you didn't watch any of it. But I'm pretty sure anybody that's going to listen to this show is going to be fairly familiar with The Walking Dead, or even if they somehow didn't watch it. So I think that goes for most people these days. But
now, is it still on AMC? Is it on Sunday nights too?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Sunday nights, and it's AMC. They do have if you have the AMC Plus, or the right way to watch it. They do have the sort of 5-minute after the show explanation with the producers and interviews and things like that I do find beneficial to watch.
Are they doing like a version of Talking Dead live afterwards?
No, they're
Okay,
not.
I don't
Not as far as I've heard. I haven't seen it because I'm not actually watching on that, so I don't. I haven't seen that, but
Sorry, I'm asking you all this
I don't know if
questions,
it's
like, you know,
as big a deal, like as big a deal. No, I just put it on. I haven't read too much about the background or what's going on. I just put it on and watch the commercials for the next one and such like that. I don't even know how many episodes there are, so I kind of like that. I'm hoping it's a bunch, and I hope they do the maybe where they split it up or something like that. So yeah, so I don't even know how many, but there's 3 episodes so far.
Yeah, I will say, well, spoiler for the show. So if you don't want to hear this, I'd bail now. But Rick finally loses his hand.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So he finally had to, but it wasn't in the same context in which it happened in the comics. This one was he was chained up and was like, well, this is my only way of getting loose from these guys. So he hacks his hand off, and so he's running around with with basically like an Assassin's Creed type of situation. So he still has a hand because they don't want to have to Photoshop out the hand, so it's always in a fist, and it's like this black metal situation, but it has a hidden blade that can eject out of it. So it's kind of cool. But
yeah, and if he hits you with it, you're probably out.
Yeah,
I'm surprised it's not on like Hulu for streaming.
I don't know. Did they partner with AMC?
Nah, AMC isn't playing nice with anybody but AMC at this point. So
Interesting.
yeah, maybe it'll show up on Netflix and like after the season's over with. But nah, they want all the money to themselves.
No, that's okay. I'll support it in other ways. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So that kind of ends the news cycle. I kind of added some things to make it a little longer than 2 stories. Or 3
Hey,
stories.
you guys ever seen this comic?
Hold on. Crackbusters?
Crackbusters, bro.
Definitely not.
No, dude,
who made
I did
it?
not notice that.
I don't know, but it's issue 1.
Showcase. We all start looking it up.
Yeah. How much is it worth, bro? No. Where'd you find it at your local store?
Buckler. Buckler.
Found copies for $2.50.
I don't know. Somebody sent it to me, man. So I thought it was pretty cool. Crackbusters.
It's entertaining.
Bro, it was ahead of his time. We're going to get rid of crack.
I
There
mean,
were only 2 issues.
there's a bunch of those comics, man. Like when I go through the quarter bins and things like that, like a bunch of LCSs, I will find like the random, like we're trying to like, profit off of like either cleaning up the hood, wrapping the hood or popular. So we're going to make basically a comic about that. I think there was an NWO comic at one point, like all that shit that was coming out of the late 80s, early 90s. Because they're like, oh, comics are cool. Urban street culture is relevant. Let's find a way to like incorporate those things together.
There you go, Hood. There's number 2.
I think there was even a 2 Live Crew comic that came out during that time period. Like
We're gonna talk about some random shit off this comic book collection I picked up. So
Oh, you
Maybe
bought a
Rose.
collection, bro?
yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, afterwards. Yeah. I'll show it to everybody. It was interesting.
Modern or what?
Mix. We'll call it mix.
Mix.
I bought it for 1 book, but the book didn't be what it was. But that's okay. We'll talk about it. I don't want to give away too much.
Hey, did you see Golden Age Guru sold his Batman, dude? Flew to San Antonio and took
he?
it to the buyer.
No.
He did it on IG.
No, it didn't.
And I guess I wasn't paying attention how much he sold it for. I don't know if he said it.
Which Batman?
Was it number 1? That
Probably.
because he had bought a collection for that book.
Yeah, I know him and Tom bought one, right?
Yeah, and it was that. I think it was the Batman 1, dude. And so he flew to San Antonio.
He doesn't have it up, but
He doesn't have it up on his IG.
no, it just he has videos of it, but he didn't like post them.
Justin said Batman 1.
Oh, did he? Okay.
I'm sure he's right.
It was Batman 1. Fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, look at him, always on top of things.
No, good for him.
Yeah. I just like, man, like to even take it to him. I mean, that's
Oh, I would. Fuck that. I mean, if you spend that
yeah.
much
To
money-
take it to him, I mean, you almost ensure that no bullshit is going to happen.
And he said, shout out to Rage Theo and One True Nerd King for finding a buyer. And this guy, this is the guy.
Man, I don't know if it was graded though, Sean. I think he sold it raw.
Really?
This is the guy
Yeah.
who bought it, I guess.
I'm not sure. I'm just I
I
follow him, but I drank with him, but I don't remember.
This is the guy who bought it.
I don't see it all. Yeah.
I mean, if
It's a
his
good
comic
name.
is at least a 2.0 blue label, 100 grand comic.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
So I absolutely would gladly hop on a fucking plane and fly it to somebody
Oh yeah.
yeah.
without hesitation.
100%.
Like, yes, please. Here you go. Like,
I just hate how I can't, like, there's no fucking thing I can zoom in. But that's good.
Yeah, man. I just can't imagine what it's like flying into San Antonio at 5:00 in the morning, man.
Yeah.
Man, that's about an hour and a half from here, man. So it's just like I already know what's out there, man. What did I do?
I've been to San Antonio. That's nice.
It's all right. It's all right.
I did the Riverwalk thing. I can tell my.
Oh yeah, you came down to the Riverwalk.
Yeah, it was like 10 years ago, maybe, or something.
Oh wow, okay.
I was down in McCollum.
Dude, I went to this restaurant with my buddy, dude. It's called Fogo de Chao, right? It's a Brazilian steakhouse.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Hey, and we just ate, and then my buddy goes, "I'll be right back." And then he goes, "Hey man, let's get the fuck out of here, dude. I just dropped a bomb in there, dude."
Oh boy.
Jesus.
That's how they really talk in San Antonio. That's funny.
No, man, I'm just playing, dude.
No. So again, on the market report, so I did some, and then Z did some, and I don't have a lot of data, but we're just gonna go through the books I saw that were cool and I thought were decent. There you go. Fiesta is awesome in San Antonio. Look at this guy.
Yeah, it is. Fiesta's all right.
Look at these guys. Okay. I didn't look at this, but I didn't find it. It's just crossed off for best offer accepted. I should really look at it. But 2000 AD Brazilian edition for Mr. Z when he watches this. I don't think I've seen a Brazilian edition.
No, might not have. I wonder if it's still the guts are the same.
I can look.
They probably figured it. I don't know.
I mean, the fact that it calls out First Judge Dredd in the title would be my guess. It probably still is.
I would assume so.
Do you guys have you ever read the insides of one?
Never.
No, dude.
Or seen it? Okay, I don't.
Those things.
Dude, I'm not sure I've seen one in person.
Yeah, I have not. Like, I mean, I'm surprised. I tried to find one when I was over in the UK, but yeah, I was just not in the shops that had any of them.
These are give me 1 second here. Let me tell you what I really sold for. Try to use my computer doesn't break. Boom. Sold for a thing. Oh wow. Okay, so this is interesting. So the guy has it up for $495, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you would figure, what do you guys figure? Like $400, $375 maybe?
Sure, whatever.
Something like that?
I got no fucking clue, but yeah.
$70.
That's why this guy's fucking it up. That's why I keep getting shit offers all the time. Idiots like this accept this.
$70.
All right.
What's up? Yeah, $70. Okay.
Yeah.
I sorry boys, I don't know. I just things I see. I thought it was cool because we talked about 2080 and when Z's on, so I thought it was cool.
No, I mean, and probably would have got a decent bit of return on that if they had, either been patient or,
and it's located in Germany too, so that's another wrinkle to the story. So,
yeah.
I don't know. Does it even ship? I don't know. Action Comics 242. We don't release it. I mean, this one's kind of clean. I mean, the spine's fucked, but for 5.0 for 2,400.
I mean, that sounds like a great deal, right?
Yeah, I've always wanted this book. It's just hard because I don't want like a wreck version. It's not like you're gonna get spine, but I don't want it like destroyed, obviously. So, things I'm trying to keep my eyes out for.
I've never seen like in the wild. The only copies I've ever seen have been like 1 point, less than a 2.0 type situations.
Same. Adventures into the Unknown 33 classic skull cover 225.
Nice.
Nothing really to say about that. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. I've never seen this. Amazing Screw on Head and Other Curious Objects. Mike Mignola's Artist Edition.
That's nuts.
Hardcover.
Kind of cool. No idea what it is.
I don't know. 256. I was like, man, I just thought it was an anomaly, and I was like, if people are out and about.
I feel like that's got to be through IDW. Like it's got that same vibe as the Jim Lee and Art Jim like artist editions. Yeah. And I know IDW is the one who's been cranking out all of those. So
I guess this was a movie too.
Huh?
Never heard of.
Oh, I don't. Okay, maybe it's different. It's just from 2006. Okay. Artist editions. This was out of stock. Yeah, from IDW. Look at you, smart guy.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what's keeping them afloat right now. Is like they have the market corner on all those like artists. Like pretty much if you see an oversized artist edition, it's probably printed by IDW.
I gotta send AOA something. He's just gifting out fucking memberships like a boss.
Nice.
I've never seen the artist edition. I just saw it on eBay as I'm scrolling through things, and I just threw it up there. So
yeah, the only one of his I've ever seen is the Hellboy artist edition. Hellboy in Hell and Other Stories artist edition.
So just things to look out for, I guess, if you're scrumming along things. Amazing Mysteries Funnies, number 9, high grade Centaur, 4,100 call it $50.
Oh, wow.
7.0. So
that's kind of surprising. I mean, I don't know anything about it, so it's got to be important for some sort of reason other than just being scarce.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it either.
It's not like it's not exactly a headlights cover.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Let me see. I just want to see on the registry real quick how many is even graded. So this is number 9, right? Yeah, 9. V2 9. Let's see if I pick it up. Okay, so there's 21 graded. 6 at 7.0, 1 at 7.5, and 1 at 9.0. So 7.0 is like the breaking point where, like, obviously the most out of that, and then it's probably in rare error. Obviously, I'm gonna say probably this book doesn't come up that much, obviously, so probably that's why.
Yeah,
I said rarity, I guess. This book, it's a pulp, but great thing. 6.5. Amazing Stories, number 132. I just like the cover.
Yeah, it's a cool cover.
For $400, I mean, I wasted more than $400.
I need to start paying attention to this pulp market.
So the thing too, it's very hard because we talked about it on. I don't know if you were around. Me and Carter talked about it. Pulps, they got trimmed a lot, so you got to watch out for that. I don't know if it's gonna go against the grade from like a qualified like restored thing because everybody just did it, but there's like a lot of overhang and people usually just cut them off. So it's something to look at, I guess, when you're looking at pulps. And most of them, since the overhang's there, right, it's just been destroyed from a edge perspective. You know, if it's still on there.
Yeah.
ASM 1, just to cover. Not very good.
Jesus.
660.
It's a bad one too.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I mean, I don't even know if you. Fuck, I don't even know if you just slide it on your cover. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're just looking for a front cover. 660. So I had this all saved. Checking in on ASM 300 98 $3,000.
I think that's climbing back up again because that is pretty high for a 9.8 of the direct edition.
I think what are we at? What are we at? Like 2,600 or something like that? Maybe 25, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think they were consistently in that range. You know, because there was a point when 9.6s were, you know, a $2,200 book every day of the week. So.
Back to the Future 1, signed by Michael J. Fox, Thompson, pretty much everybody. $1,000. So that's kind of a cool book. If you big Back to the Future fan like Rick Dotson is, everybody Rick.
I mean, even if you're not, I mean, again, this is. I'm a kid of the '80s. Like Back to the Future was like that thing. I looked forward to riding the ride whenever I was at Universal Studios. So yeah, I mean, this definitely has that cross market appeal for film people, for comic book people, and I mean, again, not to be morbid, but like most of those people are not going to be with us for terribly much longer.
Yeah,
I mean,
I get it.
Yeah. You know, health issues aside, like you know, Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox are not spring chickens anymore. So yeah, I mean, this is one of those things where it's like, you know, in 9.8, get it while you can because your likelihood of being able to get this book again is slim to none. So
people are talking about tax return time, prices are firming, yada 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 yada. Interesting. So I saw this one, Batman 251 Mexico edition, and that sold for $400.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then Mr. Z put the German edition that sold for $400 and $8 of them. Again, I'm not the foreign guy, so I don't know if it's rare in Mexico and Germany's like really rarer than Mexico.
If it was printed in '74, you got to imagine an 8 is pretty damn good.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, also too, I mean, part of the issue with getting stuff, as you know, our foreign friends have spoken about, getting stuff out of Mexico is an absolute bitch unless you are physically going down there and getting it yourself. Like the postal system down there is quite laughable. And so, you know, you just may never see that book coming out of like Germany. You can actually, I mean, get stuff pretty easy. I've bought actually one of the first big, like, you know, books that I bought or series of books I bought was The Dark Knight Returns, 1 through 4, 9.8 sequentially numbered, and it came out of Germany and it shipped super easy. Was at my door in less than a week. Stuff coming out. Like I have family down in Mexico. I send stuff to the people in Portland so that they then, when they come back to the States, they pick it up from there because it's just that difficult to get stuff consistently into Mexico without it getting fucked up or lost.
Yeah, if I'm going to, like when I went to Mexico, I just brought a thing with me to bring stuff back, even though I didn't really see anything or go and do anything, but never had time to. But
yeah,
I know me and Carter have been talking about Dave Stevens a lot. Cheval Noir #1 CGC 98 for $580. So,
he's been in the conversation a lot lately, and I'm not sure. Did something happen recently? I mean, the man's been gone for a while, but like,
I'm not saying we started it. But I know Carter has been beefing up Dave Stevens. I don't know if that's you know what I'm saying, but
so they released a documentary on Amazon.
Okay.
Is that what it is?
And so a lot of people, they knew of Dave Stevens, but they didn't really know his full background. Like he did the artwork for Indiana Jones. Lucas hired him, or Spielberg hired him, and then he also did the conceptual art for the Thriller video from Michael Jackson. So
yeah,
you look at, I mean, his body of work that he did besides comics. You know, of course, the Rocketeer movie, and like he was ahead of his time. And I think finally he's just like getting his flowers or.
no, I can see that. But yeah, because I was just noticing, I'm like, in some other groups I'm a part of, I'm seeing Dave Stevens stuff pop up left and right. Some other places where like it's not really like big comic booky stuff, I'm seeing Dave Stevens conversations pop up, and I was just like, what happened? Because I mean, there's this Instagram the Instagram profile I follow that's pin up beauties or whatever, and like Dave Stevens stuff would come up like maybe once a year, and they had like a run of his stuff over like a couple of weeks, and I was like, something seems to be going on where people are just talking about.
So
Stevens.
like in the doc, Chris, like he found Betty Page. She lived in his town and not too far from him, and she was already up there in her years, and he helped her get money for people using her likeness, and he helped take care of her until I guess when she passed.
Oh wow.
And he not necessarily felt guilty, but he was using her likeness as well to create some of his art, and felt like he owed that to her. And I mean, how fucking cool is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
To meet your muse and take care of your muse. And
I want to talk about this too. This comment: are you guys a little worried about buying a grade 300 with all the reholder stuff?
Nah.
Because I mean,
No.
I'm a firm believer in buy the book, not the grade. So if you're looking at a 9.8 and it don't look like a fucking 9.8, don't buy a 9.8.
Yeah, I just be more careful, and also I know that they don't know them all, blah blah blah, but I mean, if you can see the cert number on there, you can go on their website and check against it.
Yeah.
And
Also,
go ahead.
no. You say, yeah.
Oh, I've been saying the back's going to tell you, right? I mean, the front could look good all day. It's just the back. I mean, me and Sean have seen so many 300s in our life for fucking Scotty Reagan that it's the backs that fuck everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
and also, like, I'm gonna be real about it. I think I've maybe bought like 5 or 6 graded copies of 300 before, and that was only with the intent of trying to get the bump up in grade back when, from the era when they were softly graded. I typically only buy that book raw because it's an easier negotiation, because if it's already the grade, then you ain't got a whole lot of wiggle room. But I mean, you can get real crazy with the things that you discover about that book that don't look quite right for negotiation purposes. So yeah, I typically, if I come across one of those, I'm buying it raw, and I'm usually not paying anything more than like $300 absolute maximum, no matter how clean it is. So
this is interesting. Just Crow 1, we talked about Crow last week, so 7.0 sold for 700. Just checking in on things.
nice.
Evil Ernie #1 sold for 319. So things I kind of see as I'm going through the whole list. Famous Funnies 216 sold for 1875. So that's
And CBCS at that.
Yep. So, a little John Cena action, right? Peacemaker. 1 sold for 476. A little CBCS 6.0. So
he's not even naked.
he's not even naked in that cover.
Man, did you see that shit last night? It was
Good
Yeah.
lord, dude.
hysterical, man.
Haunted Trills 13 classic cover. 4.0 sold for $1,000. So 1,025. I just put this up here because I just like to see what things happen. I saw Snyder was on Rogan. I watched a little bit of it. It wasn't as I thought it was going to be. Justice League of America 155, $1,800. So
Yeah, somewhat entertaining. Didn't hold my attention as well as I thought.
I don't see this book a lot. Lois Lane #1, 4.0 sold for $860. So pretty decent grade for that book. Classic cover, obviously. Little Mad 1 action, 3.0 sold for $1526.98. So
Very cool.
Moon Knight 1, 9.6 sold for $898.88.
Wow,
So
that's
That-
cool.
I mean,
they don't come up.
That book,
right?
yeah, that book is still strong, man.
Good.
It may have sold for more, but still, like, to just be in that that value, man.
I regret selling mine, but that's okay.
Man, you had one? Was
I have
it a
9.8.
9.8?
Yep.
I bought it for like $300 too back in the day, 250,
Okay.
and just graded it. I think the gamble. I mean, Leg hooked me up tremendously. So.
Yeah.
Peanuts won $700 for 7.5. You know, we talk about that on the show a lot, so it's about 100 point. For all the things we've talked about, even with Brian McClay on the show, this is the first time I've ever had a fucking pencil. $230 for a pencil, boys.
Wow.
Marvel marches on pencil. So
I mean, I'm honestly not that surprised, only because of the fact that like shit like this is the stuff that flies under the radar, but like true hardcore collectors and purists of whatever form or fashion will pay out the ass. Like I personally, again, it's not a pencil and it's not Marvel, but I'm a car freak, and so there's certain things that I want that are like, you know, specific to the brand or have like connections to me or whatever. And one of the things that I really wanted for my Nova was a one of the, like, I mean, these things were throwaway keychains from the 80s and 90s, but it was like a City Chevrolet out of Charlotte, North Carolina keychain, because that was like the Chevrolet big boy dealership of the area before Hendrix became, you know, Hendrix as we know him today. And it's also the same dealership that was the basis for the movie Days of Thunder. Was Jim Hendrix or Rick Hendrix back then. And that keychain was like, I think $100 on eBay. And I seriously contemplated buying the damn thing at $100 because I was like, that is a piece of like NASCAR history, racing history, car history. So yeah, like this type of shit here, I mean, it seems idiotic, but like for somebody who like truly is that purist, it's a piece of Americana that you just can't get back. So
Yeah. Or just like a rich guy with one of those rooms of display with just only Marvel shit or whatever.
Yeah.
He just sharpens the pencil and just uses it.
Multi-millionaire, $230. Go get me the fucking pencil. I don't know where I'll get another one. I need the pencil.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like the I mean those the envelopes for the, it's not specifically the Mary Marvel Marching Society. It was the envelopes that they used to mail the letters in for Marvel during, I think, the 70s or whatever. They all had like artwork on them, like and I there's a shop in Portland that like was a subscriber during that time, and she has every single one of the envelopes from the time that she started subscribing to the time they stopped doing it, encased in a and it's just really cool. But I mean, those things go for, if you can find them online, they go for good money too, because I mean, again, it's a very specific moment in time of Marvel that you won't be able to find. Let's see if I can find them Marvel envelopes. Yes, yeah, it's the Marvel Mania, I believe what it is. And so, yeah, each one of them has like, you know, Spider-Man on there, the Hulk, and other characters from that time period. And yeah, those things go for pretty decent money if you can have a clean original one.
Cool. Punch Comics 13, classic cover, obviously. 3.5, 690. Punch Comics is so hard in all grades, so they don't come up often. Obviously, you know, Punch 12 is the one they have. But Punch 13, great cover. Savage Dragon 193, Todd McFarlane 1 in 5 variant, only 4 on census, I guess. 675.
Wow, that's that is rare. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Okay.
Good to look out for. Probably won't run into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I highly doubt there's even one on.
You guys ever seen that in the wild?
No.
I've never seen that in the wild.
No, not at all.
Nah.
1 in 5. I mean, you would think you would see these out there. Savage Dragon 193.
193, yes. So,
Yeah, nobody ordered 5. Right? They ordered 4.
yeah.
I don't
Right.
want the variant.
Yeah. Nobody wants that shit. Fucking do it. So, nice Dave
Woo.
Stevens Sheeta cover, 9.8,
Yeah.
535.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, super cool.
Look, I wasn't familiar. I mean, I'm familiar with it, but 9.8s for Sailor Moon #1.
Wow.
$600.
Yeah, I randomly got on an anime and manga kick like the other day. Was like, I mean, I know why. It's because Akira Toriyama died.
Yeah, right.
And so
I didn't put it on because I didn't.
Yeah, and so it sent me down the path of like looking at like old copies of Weekly Shonen Jump, like, which is, for anybody who's not like a manga head, it is the weekly magazine that basically introduced so many of like those quintessential manga that like we grew up within in anime form. That is where they got their start. Things like potentially like Speed Racer, Astro Boy. I mean, it goes all the way back to, I think the first issue was printed in 1968, I believe, or something like that. And there's one online. There's one that's a real clean non-reprint copy that's on eBay right now for almost $7,000. And it's like the only that, I think the first One Piece goes for good money because that's a 30-year-old. I think it's one of the lowest ongoing ones. The first Dragon Ball feature, the issue that has the first appearance of Dragon Ball. But yeah, they go for damn good money. But yeah, it's just a piece of like history. I mean, it's not Americana, but it's just like that animated, drawn art form medium that just people are willing to pay good money for. So,
Spicy Adventures #14, 3.0 restored. I gotta check the restored. It's $400 though. I don't know if I'm going to be on the lookout for one of these, but that sounds interesting. I guess they're pretty rare because there's like a 0.5 for like $1,200. So,
not bad.
In a different issue, but I just wanted to see what the sold items here. I just want to see what their stored thing said. Small amount of glue on cover. That's it. This is cool. Tech 168. Origin Joking missing cover. It says his fate, maybe pages too. 816. So at least you got the splash cover, right? That's cool. That Origin the Joker. I'd take it. Totally Comics 71, little Frazetta art and Schomburg cover. $2,225. Good for that sale. 9.6 too, boys. 9.6.
Wow. Yeah, that's got to be fucking tough. 9.6, dude.
Yeah, that's rare if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it's not like a Gaines copy or something. I mean, nah, that'd be too early for that, right?
Yeah, it says only
Maybe
one
not.
grade higher. Only one grade higher. That's got to be the Gaines copy, I'm assuming, right? Or something.
If you have one, yeah.
I mean,
It's not EC.
well, in 2,225 doesn't seem like a bad deal to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, not at all,
I
dude.
mean, that seems like a fucking great deal. Turbo Comics or Turbo Man, original movie prop comic from Jingle All the Way with COA, $193.50. So movie prop comics. So if you're love Arnold Schwarzenegger in Jingle All the Way, that's a prop.
I mean, dude, I actually just got a mailer came in today or either yesterday. Yeah, it was today. Heritage is doing a big Star Trek. Yeah, a big Star Trek themed auction pretty soon. That's got props and things from Next Generation and the original run and things like that. I mean, honestly, I'd say like those folks like fever for that stuff is ours multiplied times 100. Like to have like, because I mean, again, they didn't make a whole bunch of these. These are probably like very much so 2, maybe 3 tops for the sake of if one went missing or got damaged. So, I mean, I know somebody who has one of Negan's bats. One of my friends held onto it when he left production. So, I mean, yeah, that stuff goes for damn good money when it's time to sell.
I have this book, so I just wanted to check it out. All new Spider-Man 1, 1 and 30, $386. So plus
Nice.
shipping. So
From the UK.
Yeah, from the UK. Yep. So you can, $49 for shipping too. I didn't know this book was rare. I guess Wolverine 102.5 is it really rare? I don't know, boys. You gotta tell me this shit.
I know it's super rare. I don't remember the backstory.
450
Dynamic
bucks?
Forces or something.
It feels like it's got to be either a wizard or dynamic forces.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been like that late 90s era, like 97, 98, and that would have been like prime time dynamic forces.
Just saw it and I was like, wow, it's signed to, but I don't know, Boris Vallejo is a fucking hard signature to get. But and then rounding out the evening, we talked about John Cena. So WWE number 5 variant CGC 98 signed by John Cena, only $256.
Yeah. So a little more story on the Wolverine. It was a mail away comic from Fleer.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So not much different. It's funny to think about how so much of that stuff kind of like in its prime, like you had dynamic forces, you had the mail away shit, you had and like so much of that shit just kind of died off. I mean, I don't know like what changed, but like I remember being one of those kids who was like, collecting box tops and shit to send off for stuff. And it was a thing for years. And then it's like a switch flipped and all of a sudden people were like, nah, we just don't do that shit no more.
Well, I think it was like, it's like overhead right. Somebody has to collect all that shit and like, verify. I mean, not saying can't be done, but so yeah, that's all I got for the market report. So.
Oh, nice.
Kind of decent. So Leg, you got pickups right? Or no, Chris had pickups right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. We'll go Chris first.
So popped into my local bar/restaurant/comic book shop.
It's like Flipside Tuesdays.
Yeah, it is as weird as it fucking sounds, but like they get some random stuff here and there. So first things first, we got a little first appearance of Silver Sable in newsstand. So yay for that. The Days of Future Past, Death of Wolverine in newsstand.
Nice.
Little Turtles 11 action. So first print. First Nova, the Herald of Galactus in a newsstand. First appearance of Road newsstand.
Nice.
And last but not least, 252
Nice.
newsstand.
Nice.
Yeah, it was just random. They had a bunch of like newsstand copies and stuff priced like regular books, and even then we're willing to negotiate. So I was like, cool, I will take all of these.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely need all those.
Mr. Leg.
I got nothing, dude.
Got nothing? Okay.
Nope.
So I went out and I bought a collection off of one picture, not one picture, but one picture that me and Chris were kind of talking about. So it was Wolverine. What was it, Chris? 130, 154.
Yeah, I think so.
Remember the foil one, Leg, with the claws and stuff.
The which one?
The claws with the foil. Remember?
Yeah, the ones
Wolverine?
the one they
45.
the one they goofed on a couple times.
So in the picture, it looked like it was the non-foiled one. Like it was like straight non-foil. And I'm like, he wanted $150 for the whole collection. It was like 100 books. So I mean, who cares at that point, anyways, right? But I grabbed it and it's the foil version. It's just the picture he took was like non-foil though. It looked like non-foil. I'm like, boy, I'm gonna get this for fucking super cheap. But no, it's foil. Looks in good condition. I mean, all these books had good condition stuff. I mean, So I put some in a box that were actually bagged and boarded. I'll go through some of these. So I got a Storefolio for free. So that's easy money. These are just shit books I really didn't look at. Superman fan. This is just the shit that he didn't have boarded. Superman, Justice League of America. I was like, oh boy, Pinky in the Brain. I'm like, we're gonna have fucking issues if this is all that's in there, right? So all that shit, coverless books, old shit from like nothing crazy. Coverless books, bullshit Captain America, what else is in here? Just old Donald Duck stuff, Web of Spider-Man stuff, right?
Yeah.
Just shit that I really don't care about. A lot of lenticulars that we'll talk about. I don't know. Are lenticulars even still selling anymore? I don't know. Let's get to the X-Men 22 variant, like nothing crazy. I mean, some of these books are like nothing crazy, but never heard of Samurai Penguin, but I have a copy of Samurai Penguin #3. Captain America books, he had a bunch of these.
Yeah.
The old Michael Turner, right? Fall Son of Death of Captain America. He had like the whole lot of them. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them in there. A little racy cover. Witch of
What
Black
book is
Rose.
that?
Tarot Witch of the Black Rose.
Oh, got it.
I don't know. Uncanny X-Men 1 variant edition. This is I think wraparound, right? This one's actually like $10 or something. So we're making some money there. Uncanny X-Men 511. That's nothing crazy. I put 15 on that. Incredible Hulk 317. Just crazy. A lot of Liefeld Captain America books.
So they end up somewhere.
Yeah, they're ending up with me. I have a shit ton of them, so maybe I'll just donate them to his Whatnot stream. What else we have here? X-Men, Uncanny X-Men Legion Quest stuff.
Yeah, second print.
Sensational Spider-Man. This was actually $60. This is like $60 on eBay.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know.
A weird cover or something like that?
The special cover.
I don't know.
Like a variant of. There's like 2 covers, and this is like the special variant.
Yeah, I definitely remember that other one being. I mean, it's one of those weird, like, first appearance of so and so Spider-Man type books. So
Spider-Man 50, just nothing crazy. I got a bunch of these. Death of Spider-Man with a whole series of that. This is cool. Look at that. Little Amazing Spider-Man 64 Silver Age.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Solid.
That kind of helped out a lot. Defenders 25. Some kind of Uncanny X-Men 22. Hellions 39, right? New Mutants 39. I'm going to roll through some of these pretty quickly. I got a bunch of the lenticulars,
Mm-hmm.
So Batman, right?
Don't leave them in the sun.
Yeah, right.
They curl up like fish.
That X-Men's a tough, good one. Okay, good.
John Cassidy.
Yeah.
A lot of blanks, so those always sell well too. I mean, here and there. There's a Spawn blank too. Let's see what we got here. Combo pack from Batman 12. It's still sealed.
Nice.
Combos are the best.
Justice League 1. More Liefeld Captain Americas. So I'm your guy. Somebody's looking for him. I'll fucking ship them all to you. I don't even care. Scarecrow stuff. Lenticular. Man-Bat. Lenticular. Batgirl 14. Just random shit. Very random. Okay. Some Spider-Man books. Oh, this one. I didn't get a Wolverine Blade 1. Didn't see Captain America shit, nothing crazy. Green Lantern crap. Old Batman 517. Here's a Wolverine Origins 1 variant. I don't know. I haven't really looked at all this stuff. This is nothing. X-Men. Spawn Batman one.
Okay, nice.
I mean, nothing bad. I've never seen this one. I mean, I know it doesn't sell probably from us. Batman Spawn War Devil, I guess.
It was the one that DC put out, so that was part of the deal.
Okay. So I got that. This is a wraparound, I think.
Wait a minute, hold on. Pause for a second. I want to say War Devil, wasn't that Jesus, why am I blanking on it? Old guy hates women now. Dark Knight Returns. Wasn't that him on that, or was that like Denny O'Neil on?
Oh, you mean the cover?
Oh, who's the writer?
Chuck Dixon, Alan Grant, Klaus Janson.
Yeah, I could have swore one was a. Why am I blanking on dude's name?
Yeah, it was a collection pickup.
Yeah, hold on a second. Frank Miller. I could have swore that
Frank Miller. Yeah,
Frank Miller did one of those like Spawn, like Batman Spawn, like books.
This is like a wraparound. I think Jim Lee did this one. I think Jim Lee wraparound. This X-Men 200 Endangered Species. Just bullshit, you know. Not. I mean, people are saying I'm getting robbed in the comics. Hey, look at that little X-Men Black, little Campbell.
Yeah, see.
Well, they say they have a Mystique. I mean, they're worth fucking nothing. So, X-Force variant, right? X-Force variant, right? And then this one, this is the X-Force bloody variant. And everybody's gonna love this little Madam Web action.
Nice.
There you go.
About a week late, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no, but Dakota Johnson does not give a fuck about this movie anymore.
None of them do. Like SNL, like what's name was distancing herself from it like entirely.
Sydney Sweeney doesn't give a fuck about the movie. Yeah. ASM 600. So variant, I guess. I did the same thing you did. We got a little
Nice
265, but 90s 10. This one actually is not in terrible shape. I mean, it's not a 9.8, but buy my trash collection, Dino. Oh boy, I'll do it, dude. I don't care. ASM 24 variant. I wish it was Batman Adventures 12. It would make me actually happy. But 3, and then some bullshit other comics. This is it. Aquaman 3. Robot fucking chicken style 12. This is actually a pretty good book. I don't know. I guess Justice League 12. I guess I don't know. I think this is a big one. Jim Lee cover. That's why. I think it's the second print. Second print. Justice League 12 second print. And then some bullshit. So. I love the comments. Let's go back to all these comments. I was robbed. I was. You could have had a good point.
All right. I don't know what you paid, but it's
I paid
some good shit.
Yeah, I paid $150. I'll tell you. I paid $150. So I mean, a buck a book. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that that Wolverine was the white bone cover, and I would have made like a lot of money. Yeah, that was a collection pickup. Well, I mean, maybe I'll take it. Those damn ass. I'll take all my books. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, so I guess the moral story, right? You got to try, right? I mean, not all collections are home runs. You know, again, he didn't have all the pictures of everything, and you know, I just saw that bone style cover off that thing. I was like, oh, that's gonna be cool and it'll be decent and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at least I got that Amazing Spider-Man 64. I mean, it's not in the greatest condition, but help me out. Maybe Rob will see this show. Maybe you guys can, if you guys are friends with Rob on the live stream, he maybe can sign my books to recoup my money. Maybe I'll get a GoFundMe started.
Yeah.
He can sign my books for me, all my Captain Americas, and I can sell them on whatnot. So yeah, that's my shitty haul today. But yeah, I thought for $150 it wasn't a bad buy.
Nah, yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll see. Again, I think he was. I think he was scared to give me the good books because of the mustache. So, I thought I was a cop. I had to drive. It was
normally there's drugs inside the fucking old city hall.
Yeah, right. I had to drive like 40 minutes for it. I was fucking super hungover too, so I really didn't. I was like, give me the books and I can fucking just go home. So yeah, that was I hit on the Conan books too, but nothing. I mean, it was like old school Conan stuff.
Yeah, did you look them all up?
Just bullshit. I mean, are you the biggest Conan guy?
No, not at all. There's some old covers that are worth something. There's probably the last issue is worth something.
Just bullshit. I mean, so I got one big boy. Like, I mean,
okay, yeah,
just bullshit. It's just
probably
bullshit.
good.
Old school. Yeah, just shit.
Yeah. No Red Sonjas or anything.
No, fuck no, not in this fucking thing. I can just. I did pick up a giant size X-Men one. Ridiculous.
There you go.
Like maybe I start being like those fuckers on eBay who say giant size X-Men one, and it's like it's like
the lenticular. Left out one keyword. It's all good.
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's okay. I spent worse money. I mean, for $150, it's worth the gamble. But I try to look every day on stuff and see it around here. I see a lot of like these type of comic book collections now, at least on my area in Marketplace a lot. It's just shit fucking collection. So when I see something at least of interest, at least I can do something that's decent. That's it. So. Cool. That's all I really got. Let's see. Tomorrow, Flipside Tuesdays. Check out Carter Show on Sundays. The comic book hot comic report.
Okay.
I was on there last night. Me and Mr. Ben, aka Longshort, Mr. Longshort. My cat's dying in the other room. Comic shop talk on Saturdays, and that's all we're doing. Oh boy. AOA, he's gifting out and he's giving me heat. The stash is That's I send me your stuff. You know what? I'll send you some of this shit. So you can share my
there you go.
That'll be your your penance.
Dude, 50 pounds of media mail. Here you go.
Fucking let's go. I hope they lose it in the fucking post office. My bad porn stash is gonna give me that we know what they'll do. They'll send it back to me, make me pay again for media mail. That'd be my fucking. I mean, sure, dude. We're in Michigan, so it's legal. I mean, yeah. So that's all I got. And we'll talk to everybody later. I appreciate everybody. I got to give away stuff. I know me and Rick Dawson were talking about doing giveaways. I'll do a giveaway next week. Okay. Hit me up in IG, Reef, if you're on IG. Hit me up on IG. All right, guys. We're heading out. Talk to everybody later. So, deuces, everybody.
All right, guys.
Peace.
Later.